morning everybody, and welcome to today's garden drills video. We're on the bubbles a bit early today, so it's Helen's birthday, so happy birthday Helen, have a lovely lockdown birthday. Cheers everyone. So sorry the newsletter came through a bit late last night. A lot of the foremost staff have been furloughed and it took a bit longer to get it through than usual, so some of you will be just seeing stage 2 of how to stop slicing your driver this morning. And now we're going to go on to something new today, and today I want to talk about how everybody can build up more power and more coil in their backswing to generate much more oomph in their swing. And the big thing I want to talk about today is sequencing and what parts of the body move in what order in the backswing to create a big powerful coil. Now, one of the most common mistakes that I see when I'm coaching people is that they use their lower body and their legs too much to actually turn in the backswing. So they start their backswing with lots of twisting from down in the leg and the hip area here. So by the time they get to halfway back, their legs have already finished their backswing turn and there's nothing left to coil in the lower half. So consequently, they have to just pick their arms up independently, causing all sorts of problems with disconnection. So they turn too much here and then it looks like an arm lift because the legs can't turn any further. So the key thing to sequencing is that you use the ground as resistance. You do not use your legs to do the turning in the backswing. You let the club head swing in a circle around your spine, and the club head takes the arms takes the chest gradually starts to pull the left hip and the left thigh across, so you can see that most of the leg action happens in the second half of the backswing. So as the club arms and chest turn and you get your back to the target, that's the point where the hips are getting pulled into action. So you can see from this angle, look, in the takeaway, you very much feel that the club arms and chest are swinging past the thighs. Thighs are very passive. This one particularly is resisting. And you can see as I wind up how the club arms and chest eventually drag those hips into action to get that really tight coil. Now this is one of the hardest things to change in the golf swing, because the first move away from the ball is the most instinctive move, and you'll find a lot of you will feel this area all moving with the club head in the takeaway. So this is a great drill to start practicing at home, but do it in super slow motion. Start to identify the difference in feel between this move and this one, and as you can start to build it up. Now this is going to make you feel much more tightly coiled. It's going to stretch all sorts of muscles through your mid-back down into your hips that you've forgotten you had. It's really working lots of different golfing muscles. But the key thing to this is that this can work for everybody of every range of flexibility, because the point is that if you get the sequence correct, your left leg and left hip will get pulled across as and when it needs to for the flexibility of your body. So if you were Jason Day, super fit and flexible, you might only get 15 or 20 degrees of hip turn right at the end of the backswing. For somebody who's really stiff, they might feel this gets pulled across very, very early, and that the left heel even has to get pulled off the ground to help you to get your back to the target. But the point is, it doesn't generate the turn, it gets pulled into action by the turn of the club arms and chest. And that means that everything is going to get to the top of the backswing together in the most tightly coiled position for your body. So do lots of slow motion practice with this. Give it a go. Send me some emails about how you've got on. And tomorrow we'll talk about how we then unwind that motion from that lovely tightly coiled position. So have a really good day's training today, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.